Hi y'all, Renee here. I am here today to show you the Daisy Daydream March 2025 Paper Pumpkin kit that I just finished. I ended up with 33 cards out of this kit. It's amazing. So let me show you. I'm going to make this as quick as possible. I will show you all the products that I used in addition to the kit. Now the kit came with 2 stamp sets. Here's what they look like. I also pulled in, this is a stamp set from a previous Paper Pumpkin. I love the Just a Note. I have used that particular stamp so much, so I pulled that in. I pulled in Layers of Beauty, and I used this stamp right here along with the die and the masks to be able to do all the coloring really quickly. So there's that. Then I pulled in a couple of old Close to My Heart stamp sets. This one, if you've been watching me for any time at all, you know I use it all the time. It's called Say It All Occasions. And then this one is called Background Elements, which this is close to my heart, but I never actually used it. I found it when I was looking for something else, and I'm like, hey, I never used that, so let's try it out. So I used those. Then I pulled in this old die from Close to My Heart to make some rectangles. Let's see, I've still got, whoops, I'm making all the cards fall. I still have these envelope flaps. There's 3 of them that I have not used. I'm going to put them aside and maybe I can use them as fussy cutting to use them on something else. I just ran out of ideas. So there's that. I also used oval dies, so just basic oval dies. I used this Hello die that I have from Close to My Heart. I love this die. Use it a lot. I still have some little pieces and parts that I colored and fussy cut that I can use on other projects. I used the Stampin' Spot for Lost Lagoon that came in the kit. So put that aside. I also used Tuxedo Black by Memento. And then I used 2 colors from Close to My Heart, Honey Butter and Jade. So, and I pulled this out, but I'm not sure if I used it. So this is what it looks like. I'm not sure if I used it though. And I still have some of the dimensionals left over. I love the dimensionals. So without further ado, let me show you the 9 cards that this kit is supposed to make. And I made 3 of each. So this is the first one, Sweetest Birthday Wishes. Just, I love this card. It's got such cute dimension on it. Just great. This kit was actually really a lot of fun. I'll pull that up so you can see it. This kit was so much fun, and it's one of the prettiest kits that I've done from Stampin' Up. Then I also changed some of the sentiments. I still used the sentiments that I had, but I changed up what they said just because I donate most of my cards to Operation Gratitude, and they didn't really need the other sentiments. So I changed these all to special delivery. Love the way this came out. And I even used one of these pieces that cut out of the middle of that one. And I'll show you that one when I get to it. And then this is the last, and that also made 3. And then this is the last of the cards that are designed by the kit. And I did this one special delivery as well. I love those little bees. I wish I could have got a whole bunch of those little bees and a whole bunch of these gold honeycombs. Really, really love this design. So those are the 9 cards, excuse me, that the kit is designed to make. However, I made more. So let me show you those, and I'll just do it real quick. I made 3 of each one. So here's one. And how I did this is I cut all of the card bases in half. So this was the back of the card base from this card. So it actually went like that, but I just cut them in half, and then I mount everything to white card bases. So that was the back of that card. This piece here was one of the envelope flaps, just some black cardstock, and then this was that other stamp set, and I made 3 of those. Then this is the same design as this one, just different colors. This was also one of the other half of card bases that I cut in half. This is one of the flaps. This is some crushed curry cardstock that I just edged with a little bit of that black ink just to make it pop up a little bit, just a note. And then this is from the stamp set, and I just went ahead and fussy cut. I just did a whole bunch of bees and fussy cut them so that I could use them on any cards anywhere I wanted. Really, really cute. Now these next 6 cards are pretty much the same. I did some experimentation. This is with the Layers of Beauty stamp set and die and the masks. So let me take them apart so you can kind of see what I did. I did some experimenting. I did all of these on watercolor cardstock. So they are a little bit, let me move these so you can see them better. They are all on watercolor cardstock, so they are a little bit heavier. The card backings, these were from the back. The ones that have this yellowish tint or cream colored tint, that was the back of one of the cards. And then the others were the parts of the envelope that I cut apart. So what I did with these, just to test them out, these ones were stamped with Memento Tuxedo Black. These were stamped with Close to My Heart Charcoal, which is a little bit lighter color. And then these were stamped with Close to My Heart Mink, which is a very light color, so that I could get a no line look. However, this particular stamp set has such beautiful lines printed into it that I really think that doing it with the Memento Tuxedo Black actually turned out the best. So here are the three different versions. Now, you will be surprised. This is only 2 different colors of ink. I'll show you this one up close. This is only 2 different colors of ink. This is the honey butter, and there's 3 steps to the masks. And so that's just honey butter put on top of honey butter, put on top of honey butter. And then this is jade, and the same thing, just 1 layer of jade and with a mask, put the next mask on, put another layer, and it comes out darker. So it's a great way to get lots of stuff done with very minimal supplies. And these are some old bling that I had left over from Close to My Heart. I think they're called Sparkle Gems or something like that. And all 6 of these cards are Mother's Day cards. So they all say Happy Mother's Day on the inside. These are for my personal use. Operation Gratitude, they ask you to send in blank inside so that the soldiers have lots of room to write their notes. So those are all 6 of those are exactly the same. Then these 3 are almost the same. I used a circle die on this one and an oval die on these 2. And this was actually just regular vellum. And what I did was I took a black alcohol marker, scribbled all over it, and then I took some alcohol, put it on a paper towel, and just dabbed and moved it around until I got the look that I wanted. Here is the hello the hello die. And these were all cut out with a white cardstock that I used. Let me show you. Let me find it. Here it is. I used this stamp. Actually, if I showed you this, it'd probably be easier to see. I used this stamp right here to create my own background paper. So I created that background paper, and then I cut these hellos out of that background paper, and I actually used that background paper on another card, what was left of it, and I'll show you that in a moment. And I stacked these 3 high and glued them together just with white cardstock. So that's how all 3 of these came out. And these are actually the backs or fronts of the envelopes of 3 of the envelopes. So cutting those envelopes apart really helps you get a whole lot of cards. Okay. Then these 3 were also envelopes. They're all exactly the same. For these hellos, I used the other side of this envelope because one side of the envelope had some printing and the other side was just the blue. And I think these turned out really cute. They're very simple. And then this is just white cardstock. Then I used some more of those hellos for these cards, and they're all exactly the same. Some more of those little bees. And then this background behind the hello, you can see that is honey butter. That I stamped that with that one stamp set that I found in my stash that I forgot entirely that I had. And then I just used some black cardstock to set off that little piece from the envelope, and this was also part of the envelope if I didn't already say that. Then these three, I had some old die cuts that I had made. Let me make some room because I think I'm out of the camera frame. So let me move those up. These were some die cuts that I had made years and years ago with my Cricut, and I had more than I needed, so I just stuck them in my little holder of all kinds of die cuts and pulled them out and went, oh, these will work great. So the back of this one is crushed curry. I just grabbed some crushed curry paper to back that one to match to here. And this is the one that has that background left over from after die cutting the hellos. So underneath this is 3 hellos that are cut out, but you would never know it. And I got to use the rest of that paper that I had made out of just white cardstock. And these are all one of the envelopes. This one is very simple. I already had this glued together, or I probably would have used, instead of white, I probably would have used the crushed curry. But I think it still looks cute and it pulls in that black. And then this one, this background circle on the back was one of the circles that came out of, let's see, I still have 2 of those circles left that came out of this. Now it does have some of these little honeycombs, and they're kind of that, what is that called? That plasticky kind of feel. But I covered it up. It's underneath the actual typewriter. And then I just edged the edge with some of the honey butter. The honey butter is kind of close. It works with crushed curry. If I had the crushed curry stamp pad, I think it would have been much better. But I use what I have. And I encourage you to do the same. So these are my 33 cards that I got out of this kit that was designed to make 9. And you can see the envelopes here in the background. Really, really fun kit. If you have it, I would recommend that you dig into it because it's really fun. It's a happy kit. It just, because we're having a lot of rain here in East Tennessee, and it was just fun to work on things that were sunshiny while it's rainy and icky outside. So, but with that, I'm going to let you go, and I hope you're having a wonderful day. If you have any questions about any of the products that I used, I know a lot of them are not anything that you can get, but hopefully it gives you some ideas for things you can do with stuff you already have. But do leave me a comment down below. I read every comment. I reply to every comment. And if you haven't already, please hit subscribe. That really helps me out a lot. And if you give me a thumbs up, YouTube knows that people like my videos and they'll share them with other people. So with that, I hope you're having a great day, and I will see you on the next one. Bye-bye.